All right, Rock Addicts, this is DJ Rem from Rock Addict Radio, and I have Dave from the band Kill for Eden on the line. How you doing, man?
All right, how are you? You okay?
Everything's going well so far. I just finished a killer interview with a band in Finland, so yeah, it's been a good day.
Excellent.
So, if you don't mind introducing yourself and the members of the band that are not with us today.
Right, well, you got myself, Dave Garfield Bound on guitar, Lila D'Souza on vocals, Andrea Bassiola on lead guitars, Mike McGuinness on bass, and Wally Moroshnikov on drums.
Okay, very cool. I just want to start off by letting you know that I've been playing you guys on my show quite regularly, and I get great feedback when I play you guys, so
Oh, that's great to know.
the fans dig ya.
That's great.
So, how long has Kill for Eden been together?
Well, I met Lila in 2009, and we started writing together. And then piece by piece, we added the members of the band and started doing our first gigs in 2010.
Okay, very good. What's going on with you guys right now? What do you guys have lined up for live shows and stuff?
Well, we've got a big festival in the north of England on July 19th. It's in a town called Cockermouth. It's up there in what we call the Lake District, up towards the border with Scotland. And the festival's actually called Cock Rock because it's in the town of Cockermouth, and we're headlining one of the stages there. And it should be good fun, and the BBC will be there too, so hopefully we'll get some national exposure out of that.
Oh, definitely, that'd be killer. Is that expected to draw a pretty good crowd?
Yeah, it's one of the good ones up there in the north of England. It's selling lots of tickets, and yeah, I think it'll be well attended.
Very cool. Wish you guys the best of luck with that, for sure.
Yeah, cheers. We're also playing at the 100 Club in London. That's a kind of famous over here. It's where the Rolling Stones and the Sex Pistols and people like Jeff Beck and the Who, all these legends have played. It's like a basement club in Oxford Street, which is like one of the main shopping streets in London, and it's been open since after the war, and everyone's played there. And we're going to do a headline show there on August 2nd, so that should be great as well.
Very cool. Yeah, I've heard of that place from other bands. Every once in a while, I do get an interview with the band, other bands from the UK, and they tend to mention liking to play there. So very cool.
Yeah, it's got a great PA and a good vibe. And yeah, it was going to close down, but Paul McCartney came in and saved it, so it's still going, which is great.
Yeah, no doubt. That's pretty cool. So how often do you guys get together and practice and such? How do you guys keep that going?
Well, we get together once or twice a week, depending on how many shows we've got. So if it's quiet, then we'll just be sort of writing and lying low. But as it's summertime, there's a few festivals and some gigs in town. We're rehearsing once or twice a week. And this week we're going to go in the studio and record a couple of new songs to back up our second single off the album. We've picked a song called Living on Mars as the second single. We're going to remix it and release it with a couple of new tunes.
Very good. And what studio do you guys like to use?
It's a place in London that a friend of mine owns. It's called Soho Studios. I've got lots of people going in and out doing lots of work, lots of session work for different albums and lots of jingle work, sort of TV commercial work. So it's quite a busy nexus of musical interaction. I ran into Ginger Spice there a couple of months ago.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's funny.
She's still going.
Very cool. So, okay, this next question is really just kind of for you. What got you into music? What kind of influences have you had in your life that made you, want to do this music thing?
Well, personally, my mother was a dancer and my father was a jazz bass player. So I grew up with Frank Sinatra and Oscar Peterson and Miles Davis on the record player all day long. So I was infused with jazz and show music from an early age. Then I discovered Deep Purple and Led Zeppelin, and yeah, just followed on from there really into guitar music.
Very good. And then, as far as the band goes, I have to ask, how did you guys come up with the name Kill for Eden?
Well, it was Lila's idea. It's kind of a commentary on how we're trying to create Eden on Earth, you know, but in the process we're screwing up the planet. So it's kind of yeah, almost a political statement, not quite, but a sort of personal political statement, you know, about how although we're trying to create perfection on this planet, we're not really doing a very good job of it.
I definitely hear that. We're jacking it up pretty good, to be honest.
Yeah, it's kind of a shame, but that's the
Definitely.
truth of it.
Yes, it is. So, where is a good place for people to go to find out more about Kill for Eden? What websites and social networking do you guys use?
Well, we have our own homepage, which is all the W's, and it's www.killforeden.com. And from there you can get links to Facebook and Twitter and SoundCloud, Reverb Nation, all these different sites that have photos and music and videos, and there's a YouTube channel. We've just put up an acoustic number. We did a cover of Slash song, Starlight,
Uh-huh.
that he wrote with Miles Kennedy. Lila's pretty keen on that song, so we did a video of that. We've just put that up on the YouTube channel. We don't usually do covers, but we just thought it would be an interesting thing to do.
So, do you guys have a label, or are you just totally independent right now?
Yeah, at the moment we're independent. It's something that maybe will change if we can get more exposure and increase sales and our fan base. Then definitely we'll be looking for a label deal or a distribution deal. At the moment, the CD's available online, so it's distributed on the internet, so it's available worldwide. But definitely, we'd like to get a big record deal, as most bands would.
Yeah, definitely. And
But
so,
it's
sorry,
not.
go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say it's not stopping us. We're still recording and releasing stuff. So although it would be great to have a big deal, we're still putting stuff out and carrying on.
And I mean, I'm guessing it being that you're kind of taking care of everything yourself, it's a lot of hard work to keep things going, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's especially with all the social networks that you can post things. You find yourself duplicating effort a lot, putting up you know gig links and gig lists and doing mail outs to different blogs and radio stations. But it's all worth it when the response comes back so positively.
Yep, very good. And before I forget, I want to thank Tom Brumpton for hooking me up with you guys. That dude rocks, so props to him.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
So I get, I mean, I kind of get a sense for this, but what are the goals for the band? I mean, where do you guys hope to be in a couple years with everything that's going on?
Well, hopefully we'll have some increased radio play and an increased fan base, because we want to reach as many people as possible. And so I'm hoping that we'll be able to do some bigger gigs with some larger name bands and do some support tours and something like that. Further on down the line, we hope to do things on a much larger scale for ourselves. But in the medium term, yeah, just to maybe get on a support tour with a name band and play around Europe, and who knows, get to the States as well.
Yep, that'd be very cool. Get over here for sure. What
Yeah.
who's your this is kind of a cheesy question, but who's your dream band to play with? I mean, who would you love to share the stage with?
Well, I think it would have to be Foo Fighters because they're really a shining example of great rock music that reaches a lot of people outside of the rock field. Because I always feel as our music's quite accessible and has a kind of pop element. Although it's definitely hard rock, there's still a melodic side to it that can reach most people. Anyone who likes a good tune to whistle.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, you guys have killer guitar and you have killer vocals. I mean, it just sounds so good. I definitely agree. You definitely reach a large audience with your sound.
Yeah, thanks very much. Yeah, it's definitely stadium rock. So yeah, that's what we need to do. We need to play some stadiums.
Yep, you need to fill some big ones.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, look at Nickelback as well. I mean, I admire that band greatly. I know some areas of the heavy rock uh, people aren't great for them, but I think they're wonderful. There's another example of a hard rock band that they're on the radio a lot and mainstream radio, not just hard rock radio. So that's the sort of thing that I'm aiming for.
Yeah, well, very good. I wish you definitely the best of luck. And with Nickelback, all those haters out there, it's just because people want to be as big as them.
It's envy.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
So if I grabbed your iPod from you or your MP3 player, however you like to listen to music, what bands would I find you listening to today?
You'd hear Queens of the Stone Age,
Uh huh.
their new album, and you'd hear Led Zeppelin, of course, and AC/DC and UFO, and you'd hear Nirvana, Alice in Chains, Soundgarden, and Garbage. You'd hear U2, The Cult. Basically, guitar music. Good guitar music.
I love it. All the bands you just named off make me think we're probably about the same age.
Yeah,
Definitely from the yeah. And when you said Alice in Chains, man, you had me hooked.
right. Yeah, great band. Really great band.
Definitely one of my favorite bands of that style for sure.
Yeah, yeah. I've never seen them. I'd really love to see them.
Yeah, I just interviewed somebody last weekend. I don't remember which band it was, but they had just saw them, with the new singer, obviously. But they
Yeah,
said that they were amazing.
yeah. I bet they are. I bet they are. Such a fat sound on the guitars.
Yes.
That guy's got his own voice. It's just a lot of guitarists. You can't tell who it is, but you immediately know that's Alice in Chains.
Yeah, and that's what I love about a band like that. And it's just, you took the words right out of my mouth. The fact that as soon as that guitar starts playing, you know what band that is. I mean, that signature sounds amazing.
Yeah,
And for a band or a guitarist to have that kind of presence is pretty cool.
yeah, yeah. It's very yeah. It's indicative of major talent, I suppose.
I would agree. Okay, so what you guys do to relax if you're not playing music? What do you like to do? You got any crazy hobbies or anything you like to do?
Well, let me see. What do I like to do? I suppose a bit of gardening, believe it or not, growing the veggies, or if I'm not doing that, fixing the car. Car always needs attention.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, things like that. But music really takes up most of our time. It's a constant it's a constant mistress that demands my attention.
Yes, it is. Most people that are into music, that is what they do to relax. So I totally get it.
Yeah.
So what's the craziest thing that's ever happened to you at a live show? And when I say crazy, I don't mean it has to be something bad. It can be like, a defining moment for you where you're like, "Oh my god, that just happened."
Yeah, I mean, the weather over here is not usually that great. It's grey and mostly it's raining. So we did a festival where our van got caught in the mud, and we were still dressed in our stage gear, and we're trying to push the van out of the mud, and it's churning up grit and dirty water all over us, and everyone's watching backstage and laughing their fucking heads off.
Uh huh.
I guess we look pretty stupid, but you see the funny side of it afterwards.
Well, if you're stuck, you're stuck. You got to get out, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. That was that's something I won't forget.
No doubt. Wow. So, who in the band spends the most time in front of a mirror before a live show?
Yeah, that's got to be Andrea, our Maverick lead guitarist. He's a good-looking guy. There's no two ways about it, and he makes sure that he looks the business.
I love that you didn't say the lead singer because usually when there's a female in the band, that's usually who gets called out. So that's awesome.
Yeah, well, she doesn't need to do much. She's just a very beautiful woman. So it doesn't take her long to get ready for the camera.
that's that's cool. Okay, is there anything else you want to make sure people know about Kill for Eden? Anything that I haven't asked you that you want to make sure everybody here this interview knows about you guys?
Well, I guess I'd just like to say that we've released our first album, our debut album, and it's on iTunes and Amazon, and you can download it from there, or just go to our homepage, killforeden.com, and there's a link there to the album as well. And if you download it, then enjoy listening to it, because we enjoyed making it, and we believe it's a great album.
Very good. And do you guys have any merchandise for sale anywhere?
Well, we have a link on our website as well to a t-shirt, online t-shirt sale. So yeah,
Okay.
again, go to the homepage, killforeden.com, and you can get a t-shirt.
Okay. Very good. Okay. Well, I have one last thing to ask you before I let you go.
Sure.
I would love a couple of radio tags if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure.
So you can just, for the first one, just say, this is Dave from Kill for Eden, and you're listening to rockaddictradio.com.
This is Dave from Kill for Eden, and you're listening to rockaddict.com.
Very cool. And then the second one, if you can say same thing, this is Dave from Kill for Eden, you're listening to DJ REM at Rock Addict Radio.
This is Dave from Kill for Eden, and you're listening to DJ Rem from Rock Addict Radio.
Perfect, man. Very cool. Well, thanks for taking some time out of your day to chat with me. I totally appreciate it. I'll keep playing you guys on my show, and I'll keep you guys in the stream, and please let everybody else in the band know I said hello.
I certainly will. Thanks very much.